Hello, everyone. I'm Cheldin Barlatt Rumer, and this is it. Welcome back to This Is It TV. I'm so excited to meet a new friend. I'd love for her to introduce herself, her first and last name, and the name of her business.
So my name is Rosanna Guardavaccaro. I write children's books, and the name of my business is Peter Saves Children's Books.
Oh, we need you now more than ever, my darling. And all of the books that you have going on. I have a 9-year-old and a 2-year-old in this house. I don't know if you can hear their footsteps upstairs.
Not yet.
Right, exactly. How long have you been doing this?
So I've been doing this for about 5 years.
Okay.
I've been dancing in the world of finance for 20 years, teaching adults about finance.
Wow.
And I have an 11-year-old.
Okay.
So about 5-6 years ago, I decided to write children's books.
Oh my God.
On just teaching children about money, just like how they learn their ABCs and 1, 2, 3s, teaching them financial concepts is just as important.
It is extremely important, extremely important. What was the first book? How did you start this?
So the first book that I wrote is Peter Saves for a Rainy Day.
Oh, I love this.
It kind of happened accidentally. I guess that's how the universe works. Like I said, I've been teaching adults about finance for a long time.
Yeah.
I was teaching an adult a concept on the phone. I got off the phone. My son comes running in and says, "Mommy, I think I know what life insurance is." And I said, "Well, what is it, honey?" He's like, "When someone passes away and goes to heaven, money goes to their family so they can live." And it kind of hit me right then and there that just certain concepts I was speaking to adults about, he was listening.
Yes.
And I felt like I just kind of had a duty to just get the word out there. And I just started writing in my journal.
Yeah.
And first book came to light. And then I wrote the second book, and now I'm on my third.
How amazing. And I think that we discredit how smart they are, right? We discredit what they're picking up and how they're really interpreting, even the basics. And we avoid addressing things that they should be as common knowledge to them at an early age. We try to kind of give it to them when we feel as if they're more mature or mature enough for it, when we could really be instilling these basics and fundamentals at a young age. Do you agree?
Absolutely. I think as parents, we try to protect them by hiding some information.
Right.
Which, money is kind of very personal to us as adults. So we feel like we need to protect our children, but it's actually the opposite. By giving them the information, we're protecting them so that they have this already in their brains.
Right.
Children are just as smart as adults. They're just smaller.
They
learn the same exact way visually.
Yes. Yeah. And this is a creative way to do it. I think that, when it comes to you when you get older, it's filled with a lot of jargon. It's filled with a lot of heaviness to it and far more complicated in some cases than the basics. But if the basics are provided and it just becomes your way of life, as opposed to, okay, now you're older, now it's all of this responsibility at age 18, 20, whatever it happens to be, it should be something that is instilled in you even at a young age. I love what you're doing. So the second book was what?
Peter Takes the Train. So as the books progress, the series, the concepts get just a bit more detail oriented.
Yeah, for sure. I absolutely love it.
The third book is Peter Moves to the Big City. So.
Congratulations, Peter. Peter is moving on up in the world. I absolutely love this. I absolutely love this. Now, in doing this, I'm sure you've seen the reaction to your book. You've seen people participating and the feedback. I'm sure that when you got into this, you knew that there was a need. I'm sure it's now being justified, right? Like you see that people are really reacting positively.
So what I do is I do book readings to schools. And, when I first wrote the book, I was concerned that the child, just might not be able to follow along. But I think creating the story behind Peter, along with the financial concepts and using visuals and colors, the book kind of pops out. I could show you a page if you'd like.
100%, please.
Okay. So this is the first book, Peter Saves for a Rainy Day.
I love Peter, by the way. I'm obsessed with Peter.
Oh, thank you. He looks exactly like my son Vito.
Stop.
So So, in the book, we're kind of in a bit of an event that's
Yeah.
unfortunate, right?
Yes.
It's like, what I call in the book a sudden rainstorm. Like saving for a rainy day means saving for like a sudden rainstorm, something you don't expect.
Oh my
So
God.
in this page, it kind of explains what it means to save for a rainy day. I'll just go through it quickly.
Yeah.
But it says, that's right, Papa added. It's important to save our money for a rainy day. Peter was confused. Why do we need money when it rains? He asked. Mama and Papa chuckled. Saving money for a rainy day is an expression, Papa explained. It's like when something new happens that we may not have expected, like a sudden rainstorm or anything we didn't predict. It's nice to have money sitting safely in the bank for us. When
Oh,
the unexpected happens, like something breaking and needing to be fixed, then families need money to pay for it, Papa continued. And that's why it's important to have extra money in the bank. So
oh,
I think children are kind of a bit overwhelmed. They're home from school, their
yes.
parents are home from work. What better way than to explain this by explaining something that they could kind of relate to, which is a sudden rainstorm?
100%. And my friend, we are in a rainstorm. We are in a
Right.
rainstorm right now. And I think a lot of people, not only, as adults, needed this book, number one. Number two, I think that now, even more importantly, so our children can avoid some of the situations that now their parents find themselves in based on this sudden rainstorm. I think that this would be advantageous. Not only your initial book, but all of your books to come. We are super excited that we can introduce you to our This Is It TV community. If people want to get in touch with you, if they want to get their hands on that book, I mean, I need that book for my daughter immediately. Where would they go to get, copies of your books?
Sure. So my website is peterssaveschildrensbooks.com. My story is on there, a few financial concepts, and just both books are on there as well.
Okay. Well, I will share this and scream this from the rooftops because I think that this is an ingenious idea that is
Thank
for parents. Oh my gosh, amazing. And I think that bringing it into schools is also such an added benefit, reinforcing it not only at home, but in the day-to-day curriculum. You are doing amazing work. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you for having me. It's my pleasure.
Oh, this is wonderful. Okay, well, guys, I'm going to connect you with my new friend. I'm going to make sure that you can follow, fan, and like her on all the social platforms, as well as log on to her website in order to get more information. From all of us here at This Is It TV, I'm Cheldin Barlatt Rumer. Until the next time, see you soon. Take care.
Take care.